So you are joining the Titanic Lie series, and in this video I just want to slightly touch upon how there were numerous relief funds set up for the public to donate to so-called help the victims of the disaster. Now, if the disaster is phony, which I've been trying to show to you in these videos, then where does all this money go to? Now, here's one small example of a fund that was set up to help the victims. And there were numerous funds set up in Great Britain and in the United States.
1912. I'd like to tell you about this particular brochure. It was commissioned by the Institute of Marine Engineers Guild of Benevolence for this particular anniversary, the 80th anniversary. Now, the Guild of Benevolence is probably the only sort of direct link of any charity with the Titanic. And when all 36 engineers in the Titanic lost their lives on that terrible night, one of the newspapers
36, 3, 6s, 666.
At the time, I think it was the Daily Chronicle, decided that they would raise funds for the widows and orphans of the engineers who perished. And of course, newspapers cannot continually do this, they have other things to do. And they asked the Institute of Marine Engineers, would they kindly take the whole thing on? So for 80 years, our institute has been helping all the dependents of not only the Titanic, but the ones that followed on. And we are very proud of this tradition. It is a wonderful, wonderful tradition. If it hadn't been for the engineers, there would be no lights all the period after, the iceberg and things like that. And they kept the lights, for example, in particular, and not only lights, but other services going. Can you imagine the panic that would have existed if...
So they're going to say the engineers are really to be commended because they kept the lights going. Do you know there's a false light of Lucifer? A false light. It's kind of a big thing in the story that after the ship is struck with an iceberg, the lights are still on. Oh, everybody can see. Isn't that wonderful?
All those lights have been out in that ship. And all those people, they would have known how to get out of the bowels of the ship. It had been, it had been dreadful. So I think the engineers, they did an absolute marvellous job.
It's a dramatic event. It affected nearly everybody's lives, particularly here in Southampton, as well as Belfast and Liverpool and London. And I feel that all these events, which wouldn't have happened probably if the ship had been 15 seconds later or 15 seconds earlier, would never have occurred. I mean, the Lookout Man eventually committed suicide. There were people who ran away to start new lives in America. All this makes a story. So with the 1,500 people who perished, you have 1,500 stories, and those who remained, they have stories to tell.
Notice you said stories. Yeah, the whole thing is a story. A made-up story. Anyhow, this concludes the video. Thank you for watching.